So when the remake of the Tim Burton film of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, I remember my family going to the cinema and watching it. I enjoyed it, my brother enjoyed it, I can't remember what my dad thought of it, my mum didn't enjoy it that much. Now, since then I have watched it a few times, just because I like it. It's not like I dislike the original, they're both kind of good films, but the Tim Burton one is quite underrated, and it's kind of like what do you call it? It's kind of like what's the word for it? Oh my god, what's the word for it? Another dimension, alternate reality. That's it, alternate reality. So, obviously, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is kind of a kids' film. So, I depending on how old you are, you might have not even seen the original. If you've not seen the original, then see the original. But obviously, it stars Gina Wilder as Willy Wonka. So basically, if you don't know what Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is, I don't even know what I need to explain this. I think everyone's heard of it. It's basically a Roald Dahl book, which that has a lot of history towards it. Like, yep, Roald Dahl's a little bit of a racist, but anyway, we're not getting into the history of the changes that happen with that book. We're focusing on the film, but basically, it's about a factory owned by Willy Wonka, makes all these chocolate bars and everything like that, and he decides to open his factory up um, to the general public, basically hiding 5 tickets and in his chocolate bars, and basically if you get the golden ticket you get to go into the factory. But that's basically the basis of it. Now, Willy Wonka as a character, he's obviously eccentric because the way he dresses and everything like that, but he's a little bit, let's be honest, as you get older and you rewatch it, you realise that the guy's a bit of a sociopath, because there's a little bit of hints in it, not kind of obvious hints like the Tim Burton one, but I'll get into that in a minute. So it's kind of subtle ones, like his reactions when each child, spoiler alert, ends up getting into trouble. He's like, yeah, whatever. I mean, the Oompa Loompas then go into a song as well, which makes it even worse. Like a catchy kind of little, obviously a catchy little kind of, not songs. Well, it is a song, but it's kind of like an a cappella kind of thing. But anyway, so you kind of see the hints of him being a little bit weird, and on the boat ride as well. So you see hints of kind of maybe he's a sociopath. What Tim Burton's version does, he takes it to the next level. So he makes Willy Wonka, played by Johnny Depp, more obviously some kind of sociopath. So in the original, in the Gene Wilder one, you've got kind of like this sort of hint. So he comes across as charming, but when you look into deeply, he has his moments where you think, oh wow, okay, a little bit lacking in empathy. Whereas the Tim Burton one, it's so obvious that him being really eccentric is made more bolder. His actions are more bolder. So he's kind of what sort do you call it? His snidey comments to the children as well. It's kind of made more obvious that okay, something's wrong with him. Also in the Tim Burton film, it kind of goes into his kind of backstory, so it goes into kind of flashbacks. So he has basically trauma for in his childhood, where his father was a dentist, a well-known dentist, and he wasn't allowed to have chocolate until one day, he's like, forget you, I'm gonna run away. So as in Tim Burton, I remember when I did expressive arts in secondary school, it's kind of a subject you have to do because of the school. I was a performing arts school, and basically for each kind of whatever we wanted to do, if it was like acting, dance or whatever, we had to pick 3 kind of practitioners that inspire us for that particular project. And I remember looking into Tim Burton, and apparently when he was younger he used to play in graveyards, so I thought I'd just share that with you. That kind of reflects on the sort of films that he does now anyway, but I thought I'd just share that with you. And also when it comes to kind of like the Oompa Loompa singing and stuff, it's more kind of over the top, which I do prefer. Let's be honest, we all prefer the Oompa Loompa songs than the Tim Burton one. Let's be real. But they're more kind of dramatic, more kind of what's the word? Well planned. I can't remember. I can't think of the word. So I'm not going to try and say it because I'm going to sound like an idiot. But what I'm trying to say is it's kind of like two versions. Like if for example you believe in the kind of sort of how there's like multi universes, yeah, let's go the Marvel route. There's different multi universes. So you've got one universe where John Gene Wilder's character is kind of more, he comes across as like warm, but also there's kind of hints of okay, maybe he has some problems. And then you go into the other multi-universe where Johnny Depp is Willy Wonka. It's more kind of, I am literally a sociopath who hates parents. I'm traumatized, and yeah. But yeah, I think people kind of overlook the Johnny Depp one. I feel, or the Tim Burton one, whatever. I feel that it tends to be the people who kind of was brought up on the Gene Wilder Willy Wonka, kind of not liking the Willy Wonka one. I'm tired, guys. I stayed up all night watching the Canelo fight. But anyway, so my brain's a little bit much. But anyway, I feel like people that were brought up on the Gene Wilder one are going to be kind of more sort of. I feel the ones that are more dislike the Tim Burton one, but if you look at it, it's they're both great movies. I mean, I can understand why you might not like the Tim Burton one because it's got a different it's got added backstory to it. As I said, the character of Willy Wonka is so different. It's kind of more, as I said, it's kind of more dramatized of him being obviously a lunatic. Whereas the Gene Wilder one is more of kind of a subtle knock on it. But I still think that I just think that it's kind of overlooked. But if you think about it, it's kind of like a genius kind of way of kind of,